Today on the BEAM channel, I wanted to talk about work stealing. Work stealing is an important concept that you may occasionally run into, and truthfully, if you set up your Erlang OTP applications correctly in either Erlang or Elixir, you can sort of ignore it, but you should know it's there. Today's CPUs have lots and lots of cores. Even my little i3 Nook here that I use on my desk has 4, but your server may well have 20, each with 2 threads, or 25, or whatever. And as we go forward, those numbers are only going to go up. What you want is, assuming you have 10 cores with 2 threads each, that's 20 different threads of execution running at once. What you want is that the amount of work each one is doing should be relatively even. You don't want cores 1, 2, and 3 working like their butts off, and then the rest sort of sitting there doing nothing. Imagine you go to the grocery store. Everybody gets on line number 1, and that's got a really long line, and then line number, cashiers 2, 3, 4, so on, are pretty much have nobody standing there on their board. I mean, that would be very silly. So what you want is an automated way that you can completely, as a developer, ignore to get out of that situation. And the Erlang runtime and schedulers do that for you with a process called work stealing, where basically periodically, and we're talking small pieces, fractions of a second here, each of the schedulers will talk to the other and say basically, how busy are you? And if one scheduler is really busy and the others are not, processes will simply on their own be moved back and forth. You as a developer don't have to think about it at all. But the advantage of this is that if you have lots of cores on one Erlang node, they will be utilized in a reasonably efficient manner and reasonably uniform. So don't create 20 Docker instances, one for each core. That will basically make work stealing much more difficult or impossible to do, because the work stealing only happens within an Erlang node. It can't happen between nodes. But if you have lots of cores, this will happen. And again, it'll happen in an automated way that you don't have to worry about as a coder at all. But you should just sort of know it's there. This is one of the great advantages of Erlang. The Erlang runtime has over, say, Node.js or other things where this is just not possible, or at least not possible easily. Anyway, I hope that was useful to you. If it was, please like and subscribe. And if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me via the comments or LinkedIn or Twitter. And I love hearing from you. And if I can help your team get started with Erlang or Elixir, please give me a shout.